Here is a quick demo about Demi color. First, I'm going to start with sculpt. I'm going to use purple to cancel some of the gold. This is a violet color to help structure and give me some warmth on my forehead. I have some red there, so I'm using some green. And then the side of my head, I have some veins which are very blue, so I'm using the orange sculpt. And then the remainder of my forehead, where I have significant amount of age spots which are green, I am using the red sculpt. So just remember, red cancels green, blue cancels orange, and yellow cancels purple. Using colors that are opposite of each other on the color wheel, we can neutralize colors and build structure. So I'm just going to continue this process, and where I have significant color, just going to say it's blue, more of a excess color, then it's going to be blue. And where I have excess yellow, I'm going to use the purple, and where I have excess green, I'm going to use red. Now I'm going to sculpt out my cheekbones, doing the same process. Back part of my cheekbones have some yellow tone, so I'm just going to cancel that with some violet sculpt. The center of my cheek has some veins that go up through that show through, so they look blue, so I'm using orange. And at my cheekbones down at the bottom, I have some redness which are significant in color, so anything saturated in color, I'm going to say blue, so I use orange. So I'm using the violet to help give me some more shadow, to give me a nice cut on my jawline. I'm very yellow underneath. There at my chin, I'm very purple blue, so I use some orange at the chin to help cancel excess color. Now I'm going to do my nose. Side of my nose, I have some hyperpigmentation, so most of the time that's green, so the red cancels it nicely. The end of my nose is red, so I'm using green. And at the tip of my nose, I am a little bit purple, so I'm just going to use a little bit of the yellow sculpt to help to give me a nice shadow. Now time for cheeks. I'm using an orange cheek because at the apples of my cheeks I have excess color, so always think blue. Blue and orange neutralize each other, and you can see it just gives me a very natural feel. The top part of my cheekbone is very yellow, so I'm using a purple, a violet, and you can see how they neutralize each other but then give me this nice warmth on my cheeks. I prefer to do sculpt and cheek first, and then I work on distractions. Okay, first I just go to the most saturated color that's a distraction to me, not getting caught up on every little thing. On the inner corner of my eye, you can see it's significantly excess in color, so blue. I'm using a yellow-orange because there's a touch of purple there, so those two colors will cancel both. I have the veins that are on the side of my head that have excess color, so I'm using the yellow-orange because they do have a blue in them, and they also have a touch of purple. So I'm doing the same thing on the inner side of my nose where I have broken capillaries. Notice I'm staying within the same perimeter, so whatever the shape the color is, I'm staying right on top of that, not to go outside of that color, and only touching the places of color instead of everywhere. Here I have a couple of places that are healing. They have significant color, even though it may not look like it. There's center parts of it that are excess in color, so think blue. So I'm doing the same thing, touching with orange, and you can see some of them completely disappear. And there's some of them that still have a little bit of, once I took care of the darkest part, there's another color that's around it, so I'll wait and do a different color there. So I like to pick one color and go through all the areas on my face that have the most distractions. I find that it keeps me more focused if I just force myself just to focus on excess color instead of everything on my face, because we would be here all day, and you will find it's not necessary. Now I'm going to the next level in intensity and color. This is some age spots that are significant in color, so they still have a touch of blue but not much, so I'm just using 01. And if you'll see there, you can see where you can still see the product once I touch it on. That doesn't mean it's the wrong color. I just have too much product on the brush, so I come back in, touch it to pick some more up on my brush. So pay attention to too much product. You want it to be feather light and just a simple little filter stain. The opacity is very low, so it really helps just to filter out. So here, where I thought I had dark circles, I did not. It's because I have some age spots in those areas, and once I touch those age spots that are like a second level intensity in color, so they have blue in them, then the others are just basically freckles and they don't bother me that bad now. So I'm still working with the O orange color, going to the second level, going back to that area on the perimeter of it. Here, once I took care of that, then I can see a purple red color. So I'm using green and yellow to cancel both of those colors. So that same color's at the tip of my nose and in 2 spots on the side of my nose. Now I'm going to work on other age spots that are the lighter ones, and they are green. So what cancels green is red. So I am just touching all the areas that are the lighter age spots, and I don't have as many as I thought I did once I took care of the ones with excess color. Now I'm using Indigo Contour from my 3D palette for my brows. I love the indigo color for my brows. You can use anything for your brows. I wouldn't recommend trying to use the Demi for brows because the opacity is so low and you would not get the saturation of color that you need. So I love my Indigo Contour and the multitasker brush for that. Now with Demi, we can also sculpt our eyes. So here I can use either the blue sculpt or the purple sculpt. I like both. Here, instead of going at my crease, I'm creating a nice shadow above my crease where I have a little bit of saggy skin on my eyes. I'm using the red sculpt to add a little bit of warmth to the outer corner. Then I like to warm up my lash line because green areas and blue areas in my eyes. So I'm just taking a little bit of orange sculpt at my lash line, top and bottom, and it just kind of gives me a nice warmth at my eyes and makes them a little greener. And then I take a little bit of the pink because of hyperpigmentations at my brow bone, and right there in the middle there is a little bit of hyperpigmentation. You can also sculpt out your lips. I have a significant of blue and purple at my lip line, so I'm just kind of enhancing it and making it a little more even at my lip line, but not too much. And then I have some age spots freckling on my lips, which come out to have excess color. So anything in excess color, think blue. So I am touching with an orange just in those spots and along the rim where it's significant in color. I do have some pigmentation on the outer part of my lip, which enhances my lines, so I'm just touching them with a little bit of the red, right, because pigmentation will be green, especially on me with the lighter ones. And then I'm adding a little bit of gloss to my cheeks. Gives me that beautiful glow, and some balm on my lips. And then it's time for mascara, and I'm all done. So if you're interested in Demi and knowing what palette would work for you best, shoot me a message. You can go to yesoutthereandmatchme.com. Just let me know you're interested in Demi. And you can also go to my website and check them out yourself. Thank you.